Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's resume our complete beginner's guide to Valheim, shall we? Alright, well, we've rested, and here we are, out in the wild, and we are in our little hidey hole, and we've set ourselves on fire. Sometimes when you come out of your door, you put yourself on the fire, and it's a little embarrassing, but that's alright. So now that the day is a little bit safer, okay, I'm just going to trot down here to the water, and let's get ourselves some more flint, shall we? So the water is running this way. Let's just kind of stroll over. Oh. Now the boar wants to fight, and that's great. Okay. I can see some... I hurt myself. Twisted my ankle a little bit. I see a piece of flint right here. Alright, so you'll notice the flint. It's just a lighter colored stone, and it'll be around the water, and of course you just kind of move the cursor over it, and the game will tell you, hey, that's flint. And you say, my god, I want to get it. Sometimes, you know, you might not see it right away in the water, but the game will tell you if you're on it, and go ahead and snag it. And so we're going to go looking for more. You can see there's a bunch of stones all over, but that's not what we want. We want flint. And if we find a neck, we do. We'll take it. We got a new material. It's a neck tail. That's our first one. So we killed a neck before, right? But we didn't get the drop. Now we do. And so we got a neck tail, which is a new item that we can cook and eat. And I'm just kind of scanning around here in the water. Here's a neck right here. You can see it. And we'll just have to fight it. But luckily necks don't put up much resistance. There's a beautiful piece of flint. Let me get that. Now we're getting wet from going in this water. You can see we have the wet debuff, and that's not ideal, but it'll happen, especially when you're going for flint. Now you can see on the map, I'm moving into a new area, and I see the coast. So we're kind of coming up to the edge of this section. Every seed is different, right? So your map will be different than mine unless you play on the exact same seed. And your coast may be closer, further away, but either way, that's great. It just means we have a nice edge and a boundary to explore. And that is a great dwarf. Okay, so this guy is a little bit harder because he's coming over from the Black Forest, which you can see over there with those coniferous trees. And I'm going to run back into the meadows and hopefully avoid that guy. He shouldn't follow us too long, but he might. He's just throwing stones at us and just generally being a jerk. And if he will not go, if you have no alternative, then we can fight him, but I'd prefer not to. They are harder than Greylings, and we are wet, so it's not an ideal situation. I'm just kind of running away from this guy. And you can see he's really upset with us, so fine. Took 3 swings, and I didn't even bother to block or to dodge or do anything. I just stood there and took the hit. Now you can hold the right mouse button to kind of block like this. If you time it right exactly with the attack, when you push the right click, you can parry their attack. Although without a shield, it's not quite as reasonable. And you can also do combat rolls if you go back to holding your axe, hold the right mouse button like you're blocking, and then be moving in a direction and push jump and you'll kind of do a maneuver like this, which you can use to combat roll out of the way. I don't do it as much as I should because it is it's a lot of keyboard presses. If you're on controller, it might be easier, but I generally like to just try to parry with my shield once we build one. But those are things you can do in combat, but right now it's not as important because the enemies aren't prohibitively difficult. But if you find yourself in a really difficult situation and you want to practice doing that, all you gotta do is hold the right mouse button to block, then move in a direction and push jump, and you will make a maneuver like this. Now, it does use a lot of stamina, okay? But it is something that you can do. Now, we had to run around a lot, trying to get away from that gray dwarf who came into our territory, and that's okay, because now we can just go back here and explore, and look, we find some really good stuff, okay? So this river opens up into a delta here on the coast, but it touches a little bit too much of the Black Forest, and I'm going to tell you that it can be really tempting. You see a stone house over there, or the ruins of something made of stone blocks. I'm just picking up all the flint that I see, by the way, and it looks really tempting to want to go over there, and you could, if you wanted to risk it, like you could certainly do that if you wanted. But in my opinion, for Valheim, if you're a beginner, what you want to do is before you go to that other biome, make sure you've got everything collected and understood from the biome that you're currently in. If you try to move above your weight class, you can get killed, and that's just a shame. You know, you have to go back to your body, you lose 10% of your skills, and it's annoying. Now, the transitions from the biomes get progressively harder as you go in the game. So right now, look at all these boars, by the way. Let's fight them. Let's get some boar meat. Alright, we took some damage there, but that's okay. We could eat another bite, they say. Well, we will. We'll have some boar meat. And some more mushrooms. And I'll pick all these berries. So moving from the meadows to the second biome, which is the Black Forest over there, it's difficult. It's a big jump up in difficulty, but it's not as big of a jump up as moving from the Black Forest to the biome after that. Alright? So you just need to be into practice, because the game will start to punish you even harder if you try to punch above your weight class and just probe around, even if it seems tempting. Okay? I really encourage fully exploring and building everything you can in your existing biome. And so that's why I'm just staying to the meadows and getting all the flint that I can so that we can start to consider, okay, the prospect of... Alright, we gotta get away from this tree. Sometimes the enemies will hide, not even intentionally, behind trees and make themselves hard to kill, but we got them. So now that we have all this flint... Oh. We need all these boars. Why do we need boars, you say? Well, because we need their scraps. We need the leather. For pretty much everything at this point. Oh boy. Oh no. This guy. Alright, fine. We'll let you go. You do you. Let's get all this stuff. Anything sparkly, that's us. Alright, and here's our house. Wait. Not our house. Our base. Our little shelter. Now here's a tip. You see how over here at the stones, this is where our bed is. Okay? Now if you want to put a little house icon over here and just be like, you know, home base, so that you remember, you can do that, but just look at the map and see the stones, because that's where we built our house. Now, if you're going to your home, and you're saying to yourself, you know, hey, need to get back. Oh, okay, there's a gray dwarf. There's 2 gray dwarfs. That seems unfortunate for us. I'm going to just run up this mountain. This takes a ton of stamina, by the way, to like run uphill like that. And there's this beautiful settlement over here. And by the way, we destroyed most of it. Oh, they're still coming. Okay. What I want to tell you is if you open up your map and you just push middle mouse button, you will ping a location on the map, and then you can see how it says in comp tutorial ping, like that's my character's ping. That will help you orient and just run at a target without having the map open. It only lasts for a bit, but if I ping my base again, you'll see like, oh, it's right in front of me. In blue letters, you can see it says in comp tutorial, and that just gives you something easier to run at, especially if you're getting flustered because enemies are coming around. But you'll notice that even though I don't have good armor, look how much health I have by virtue of the fact that we're well fed. We're no longer rested either, which is a huge reason why we want to get home. Oh boy, these guys are just really, really unhappy with us for some reason, and they are going to... they're just still following us, which it does surprise me a little bit, but let's just keep going. Mushrooms. All right. We're about to lose one of our food buffs here, which is our deer meat. So let's go ahead and eat it. All right, look at all these raspberries. So this is a good raspberry spot. So I'm going to push M to open the map. I'm going to zoom in. I'm just going to select this point, double click it, put it down, just push RB for raspberries. And then now I know. And here's our house. Okay. So let's go check in with our beehive. And you can see we got ourselves some honey right there. And we want to build another beehive. So I'm going to just select my hammer. I'm going to go to crafting. And, oh, okay, well, there's a bad guy who decided they wanted to come over, talk to us about the beehive. Yep, we're going to put it over here. And I'm going to set this beehive right by our other beehive and just let it go. Great. So now we have another beehive giving us more honey, all set up. I'm going to walk to the workbench. And I'm going to repair all my stuff. Just like that. And then, I could make some flint items, but I want to see... Look, we have enough flint to make ourselves a chopping block. Okay? So I'm going to select the chopping block. And this is an improvement for the workbench. And you'll notice that not only are there the general orientation yellow dots that are coming up, okay, from the chopping block, telling us which direction it's pointing in, but also there are these golden floaty dots that are kind of moving out from the chopping block toward the workbench, and what those mean are that they are connected to the workbench. So you can't, if you try to build this over here, it'll be red, because this needs to be close enough to a workbench so that it will upgrade it. So I'm going to put it just right here, right next to the existing workbench. And now you'll notice we just got a bunch of new recipes. Okay, and remember, you just push tab, you go over here to the compendium, you check the message log, and you scroll down to the bottom. We learned how to make, well, we got our workbench to level 2. We can now make leather tunic, pants, fire arrows, flint head arrows, a cape, and a helmet. All right, so this is tremendous, and we just use this. I'll repair my hammer, and right away, because we have leather scraps, we can go ahead and make armor. But my recommendation before you do that is to make a bow. Okay? So I'm going to make myself a bow. It takes 8 leather scraps, which is just about all of our leather scraps, but I'm going to do it. Got ourselves a new weapon. I'm going to make some arrows. Wooden arrows, okay? Just take wood. You don't need anything else for them. So I'm going to make a bunch of these. Wooden arrows. Okay. You'll see them right here. And actually I have some flint head arrows. We can use those first if we want, but I'll save them. Wooden arrows can stack up to 100. Right here. Alright. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to go in and we need to get that rested buff. And let me put some stuff away in our chest. Alright, so our top chest has, wait a minute, plenty more scraps. Okay, so we have some key ingredients here in our chests that we can use. Alright, so let's talk about organizing our inventory a little bit. Got a bunch of extra stuff. Alright, we got some extra flint here. We can combine all this and just think about what we want to make. I'm going to put away all my valuables. Alright. And I'm going to put away this resin. Anything that's already in a chest, we want to make sure we stack it up properly so that we don't use more space than we need to. Okay. So I'm going to put my food that I want to eat up here. So I want to eat this food. And I'll eat honey. Okay. And I'll eat mushrooms for now. And we'll cook these necktails. I'm going to go here. I'm going to put away these flint head arrows. If you mouse over these flint head arrows, they do 27 piercing damage, which is more than the 22 piercing damage of the wood arrow. But we're going to save these for some harder enemies. Right now, we're good. And I'm going to put away this trophy of a great dwarf. We don't need that right now. I have 2 hammers. And you know what? I have too much stuff. So all you got to do is make yourself another chest and say, hey, I got too much. I'll put this right by the fire. Now, the fire has emptied out, so we need to add wood to it. I'm going to open up this one. I'm going to take out all of our food from this chest, okay? And take out all of the food from this chest as well. I'm also going to take this wood because we ran out. Okay. And then all of the food I'm going to put in this chest that is right here next to the fire because this is going to be our cooking chest, all right? So we need to cook some boar meat and some necktail. So I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, I put it in the chest. I was like, wait a minute. What do you mean I don't have any cookable items? How dare you? No, I got a lot of cookable items. I'm going to just cook on every single one. Now, you'll notice they just cooked the boar meat, but that's okay. Once this is all done, we'll finish cooking everything else. All right. Now, over here, while that's cooking, I'm going to put away this extra hammer. I've got way too many torches going on. I'm going to put those away. You can just throw these on the ground if you don't ever want to see them again, and that's fine, too. Oh, you can hear things sizzling in here. So I'm just going to pick everything off. Okay, and then put everything on. Alright, so now we're cooking every single thing that we have. And we've got a bunch more cooked items here. Great. I'm going to put away the rest of these berries like that. And sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. We did it. And we got grilled necktail. How about that? Fantastic. Okay, so we have 12 cooked boar meat, and we have a... there should be another cooked necktail. Okay, we got it. Now, cooked necktail gives us 25 health and 8 stamina, which is, you know, pretty reasonable. But I'm going to go ahead and put it away for now. And I'm going to split this stack of boar meat. I'm going to hold shift and click it and just... I'm only going to carry around 2 pieces of food. with me, and then I'm going to put the other 10 in this chest, okay? Now, the reason I'm doing this is I don't want to overburden myself with weight. You can see that these each cost 1 pound, and you might not think that's a big deal because I have only 86 out of the 300 I could carry, but if I start getting a bunch of flint, a bunch of rocks, I'm going to set this as my spawn point, I'm going to sleep here, a bunch of wood, that weight will quickly add up, and I don't want that to happen. Now, we do have a good amount of flint, so let's see about building the tanning hide, or a tanning rack. I'm going to take out the flint from the inventory here, and let's see. I'll take out like 10 stone, just shift left click, pull those out. Okay, take out the leather strips. Okay, great. Actually, give me these bones. Need these too. Alright. So at this point, I'm going to go and let's see what we can build. We don't have enough leather scraps, deer hide, or flint for the tanning rack. Takes a lot. But I'm going to push R to put that away. I'm going to walk over here. I'm going to use the workbench, and we're going to upgrade everything. And okay, we made the bow. Let's go ahead and say, you know what? We already have a rag tunic. Let's make ourselves some pants, okay? Or we can't make leather pants or tunic because we need deer hide for those. So I'm going to go ahead and make pants, all right? It's important to have pants on, okay? And let's just do that. Now, also, if we wanted to, we could upgrade some of our tools now. Because our workbench is level 2 and the upgrade tab, I could use 2 stone, for example, to upgrade my stone axe and just make it better. I could upgrade my hammer and my hoe, but those aren't as important to upgrade. Those are not really for fighting. Those are just for, you know, doing stuff around the old house. But I'm going to go ahead and put these pants on, right-click, and you can see we now have pants. And I'll put my equipment over here. Okay. Now, from this point, I'm going to start putting some stuff away because we don't need to walk around with it. We have enough flint. Put these scraps away. Go up here, put these bones away. Put these stones away. Fantastic. I'm going to put away half of this wood, and we're ready to go. And we could eat another bite, so let's eat honey. Get a bunch of stamina going. Honey is fantastic for stamina. And here's what we want to do now. You see that deer right there? Okay. I'm going to push tab, and I'm going to move my bow in closer. I'm going to put my club over here. Alright, here's what I'm going to do, actually. I'm going to put my torch at the end. I'm going to put my axe here. I'm going to put my club here. I'm going to put my bow right there. These are utility items, farming, like leveling the ground, rather. Building things, lighting the way. But we want to practice using our bow. So I'm going to pull out my bow. We have 100 arrows right here. Okay. Now, I'm going to get into the sneaking position, not like it really matters. And we're going to take a shot at this deer. Remember, deer run away so easily from us, but if we can shoot them, we have a chance. Now, I'm going to aim above the deer. Okay. It's moving over here. And let's try to get a little closer, as close as we can. Got it. Okay, so that was a good shot, and it was unaware. We killed it in one go. We got some deer meat. This is going to be the way that we're going to gather deer hide and deer meat, okay? So when you're using the bow, especially with the crude bow, the way that you do this is you hold down the left mouse button until the yellow circle tightens all the way up, and now you are at your most damage and your most accuracy. As long as you hold this, you see the stamina draining down. Now, when you shoot the bow, there is a significant drop-off in terms of the gravity of the arrow. You need to aim high, and the further you are away, the further up you need to aim. Okay? Expect inaccuracy, expect the arrow to fall short of your intended target until you get the feel for it, okay? It is not something that you learn instantly, but it is what we want to do right now. We need a ton of leather, and we need a ton of deer hide. So we're going to be creeping around looking for animals to kill. Now, this is how I like to hunt, but people have also made great comments about the knife. You can use a knife if you want and sneak up and backstab and kill things very quickly if you'd like that kind of more stealthy approach. I prefer using a bow, and so that's just what I do. But it did take me a lot of practice to be able to understand how the crude bow operates so that I can hit things. Alright, I'm not seeing anything just yet, so I'm just going to kind of poke around here. See if we can find some more animals. Now, we're in the forest, so it could potentially be easier if we were in an open clearing to see things, but that's alright. Just pick up whatever. I need everything anyway. Might as well gather it all. Alright, fantastic. Now, I do want to show you this. You see this tree right here, this birch tree? I can't chop the birch tree with this axe. So, birch tree, no good. Beech tree, no problem. Alright. Let's see. Do we see anything down the hill here? Huh? It's quiet. It's a quiet day for the animals. We'll find them. Now, another thing we could do is just wander down to the river and get some more flint while we're here. Nothing wrong with that. And just explore. Have fun, enjoying the game. Relaxing to the beautiful music. And here's a boar. And oh, this is a perfect spot. That was a 1-star boar. We're going to get a bunch of meat. And speaking of meat, we need to eat again. Alright, and you can stand here and practice with your bow. So this boar doesn't see us. It's gone. This boar also. We missed. Oh boy. They're all on us. It's a boar party. But the great thing about boar is they just charge you. And you can get them. Deer, it's more difficult, but hey. Plus we've got pants on, so. Beautiful. We're getting a lot of leather. We're getting a lot of food to eat. And that's just beautiful. I'm going to actually mark this on the map. This is a boar. A good place to come for boar every once in a while. And now I'm just going to kind of zoom out so I can see better. And just stand on the top of this ridge and look around. There's a boar there. Hoping to see deer. But, hey. Now let's just practice. Let's just see how high I have to shoot. Almost got it. There we go. If you're really far away, sometimes they won't even understand what's happening when you shoot at them, even if you miss. And you can just get another shot like that, which is wonderful. There's some necks down there. We could practice and just try to get better with our bow. Oh, that was so close, buddy. He's trying to drift away. Yeah, he's gonna just swim away, which is honestly good. Ooh, look at all these necks. Okay. Pull out my axe. Let's have a neck party. One. Dead. Sweet. Alright, and here's some flint. More flint. It's a good flinting ground here. Wonderful. And this is getting a little bit too steep for me. Oh, there's a piece of flint, though. So when it gets like this, I'm out. I'm just going to bail. There's another piece of flint. There's some fish. Cool. Can't get a fishing pole yet. You can get one later. You can try to just kill them, hunt them if you want. I mean, if you can see them very plainly, like that, you could see them just jumping and stuff. You know, try to get saucy with them. See if you can just kind of shoot through the water at them. Yeah. Not so much. Alright. I don't recommend that, by the way. That's just fun. Just having fun. Okay, I'm going to swim to the other side. This is meadows on the other side. You can see we're raising up our swimming. We do get wet doing this. Alright, and our deer meat is about to go away. Oh my. It's raining. Okay. So it's raining. We're losing our rested buff. And our deer meat is about to also wear off. So I'm going to gather up. I'm going to go ahead and eat this mushroom to just say goodbye to the deer. We're going to have to fight some necks, but I'm going to get some of this flint. We'll be going back soon anyway. Uh-huh. Wow. Look at these fish. They're just making fun of me. Okay, wonderful. Alright, let's go home. So remember, just push M, open up the map, zoom out, click on your base, get a good orientation for yourself, and you'll be like, oh, okay, I need to just go straight ahead this way. That'll, of course, disappear. Alright. Now, one thing I also want to say as you're just going around, if you want to, you don't have to, but if you don't mind it, it is always helpful to gather as much of everything as you can. Anything you see, dandelions, stones, raspberries, you might even say to yourself, well, why? Like, who cares? I don't use it. And you might not use it right now, but just about everything has a use and will continue to have some kind of use as you learn even more recipes. And you might be like, wow, I wish I had all those dandelions or all those stones. Later on, I need more raspberries. But if you mark them on the map, you can always, of course, come by and get them. But it's always, you know, just convenient. Just pick them up. They're right here. Sure. And then if guys want to just help you level up your axe skill or whatever weapon you want to use, then blast them. Sweet. And I'm going to zoom back in so you can see me a little bit easier. And we're almost home. And in fact, we are. Raining on our head. We don't have the rested buff. It's a disaster. It's a good time. Oh, yep. That fire doesn't stay lit because it's raining, but this fire does because we have a roof over our chimney. If you don't put a roof on your chimney, watch what happens to your fire when it rains. It's not pleasant. Alright, so now that we're home, you can start dropping your items away wherever you'd like. It's 20 flint. We can make some better tools for ourselves. And you might be like, what do you mean? What better tools could there be? Well, you always just go over here and say, repair all your stuff. I could make, for example, a flint axe to just have a better axe. I could make flint arrows if I wanted. I could make a flint knife, a flint spear. I could make myself a wood shield. Wood shield would be fun if you want to practice parrying. These are all good ideas. But for now, what I would recommend is go hunt, try to get some more deer hide so we can continue upgrading ourselves with better armor, and build a tanning rack and upgrade what we can possibly build here to make ourselves strong enough to take the first boss. Everyone, I think this is a good place to end this episode. We got a bow. We started hunting. We killed some necks. We roasted their tails. We were able to upgrade our tools and our workbench with the chopping block. And we're cooking with gas. Built a second beehive. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're finding this helpful. Take care.